most basic dubstep intro ever. Clap your hands and get ready for SDS, which number is 83 phase, wait a minute. SDS 83 phase, SDS, oh frick,
Hello everyone, my name is KelSounds, and I just want to show you guys how I made this laser sound thing really quickly inside of Faceplant. And so what I pretty much did was I took the idea from yesterday's video and I tried to make another bass sound, except I wanted to do a laser sound, and of course Unison can achieve this by stacking the voices, and then I use the hard mode for the Unison voicing. And then of course I separated our main sound, and then I separated the sub. So our main sound is going to lane 1 here, and then our sub is being separated into lane 2, and these lanes aren't running in series, they are their own separate lanes. So I sent lane 1 to lane 3 and lane 2 also to lane 3. And of course for lane 3, that's where our post-processing is. I have a lot of groups down here. Most of them are just LFO groups. Just because if I have a bunch of LFOs down here, I get confused pretty fast, so I just do the groups every time just to help me organize with what sounds are being modulated or which audio effects are being modulated. But yeah, as you can see, I have a delay, a filter, some filter movement with 2 filter snap-ins, some distortion, and then a slice EQ. I have a frequency shifter, then I compressed the signal, and then I added a snap heap, did parallel processing with dual delay and an ensemble. And then I added a cut at 300 Hertz. And so that gives enough room for our sub bass, which is just a sine wave, and I went ahead and distorted that. And to kind of clean this distortion up a little bit more for the post-processing, I added a slice EQ and did a dip around like 250 Hertz where the muddy frequencies are. I also went ahead and added a disperse on the whole sound just because I like the way it delays the sound. Kind of makes it sound like it's kind of squishing, but it's just messing with the phase of our sound. And then of course my favorite thing to do is add 2 OTTs. The first one at 50% and the second one is at 25%. And then I went ahead and added a limiter, and for the in gain I went ahead and boosted that. And of course there's some other things in here such as a shaper, a frequency shifter. The last 2 things I want to show you guys are the background filler noises and how I process the sample after creating a preset. So as you can hear, if I record this, the transient is pretty loud and it spikes by a lot, as you can see it here. So what I did is after recording the sample, I just added a fade to it, kind of like that. Then just consolidated it. I tried doing this inside of Faceplant, which works. The only thing is I like the tail that the sound leaves. And when I went ahead and did this inside of Faceplant, let me just find the LFO here. I called it volume maybe. So if I just do a little bit of a fade here with our LFO, it sounds pretty good. But as I was recording it, I was still noticing, like, why is there still a little bit of a peak here? Even though it doesn't really matter, it's not a huge difference. I was just kind of curious though why that was happening, and what I found was that for some reason, as you can see, this little blue line here, it like has a little bit of volume. So like it records this little bit of volume inside of our LFO, which was super weird. And the only way to fix that is either by moving the end of our one of our points here a little bit to the left, which completely cuts off our sound, which I didn't want, or you can either mess with the phase as well, which still messes up the sound because instead of getting rid of the transient, it lowers down our sound completely. So messing with the phase wasn't an option. or messing with the point all the way at the end of our LFO, because I didn't want it to completely cut off the sound. So the only thing that I found that I was able to get to work was just recording it and then adding a fade from the audio sample within itself, which is kind of weird. I don't know if this is like some sort of glitch inside of the LFO editor for Faceplant, or I don't know if this is like something that LFOs do, or if this is just how it behaves, but I'm not really sure. Yeah, it was just kind of interesting. So in order to get rid of that transient sound, I just recorded the sample and did the fade at the beginning of the audio sample. I also just realized while rewatching the video that I was editing, another way to fix this is by lowering down the rate of our LFO. So if I just go ahead and lower it down to, I don't know, like 1 or something, make it really slow, and then grab our endpoint here all the way at the end and do a little bit of a fade, so that way it gets rid of that little spike inside of our LFO editor. Then I can just zoom in to this editor here and do something like this, but I gotta zoom in by a lot. But that was another way you could fix the spike at the beginning of the LFO editor inside of Faceplant. It's just a little bit of a hassle, but yeah, just wanted to show you guys that. And then the last thing I want to show you guys are these background noises. And I pretty much just did the same thing that I did for the main sound of our bass. I did the hard unison mode, added a bunch of voices, messed around with some settings in here, and created some background filler noises for our sample pack. I even messed with the shapes as well, so this is a square wave. And then the preset right now is a sawtooth wave. But yeah, that's pretty much how I made the sample pack. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Adios.